Let's reread If I Were in Charge of the World. I want you to turn to page 68 in your student books. In a few minutes, I'm going to hand you a highlighter. Please mark your text according to my instructions. Draw a rectangle around the title. Next, we will read the vocabulary words aloud. What's the first bold vocabulary word? Charge is the responsibility of managing or controlling something. The principal is in charge of the school. The author in this poem wants to be in charge of the world. Now, beneath this paragraph, I want you to use the word in a sentence. What's the next bold vocabulary word? Cancel means to stop something from happening or existing. There are things the boy wants to cancel because he doesn't like them. I want you now to use the word cancel in a sentence below the poem. What's the next vocabulary word? Allergy means an illness from eating, breathing, or touching something. Allergy shots hurt but keep you well. Now I want you to write a sentence with the word allergy beneath the poem. Let's continue. What is our next word? Healthier means in a better state or condition. Vegetables are healthier than Sundays. Now I want you to use a sentence with the word healthier and write it beneath the poem. Next word? Lonely means sad from being without the company of others. When the boy is lonely, he wishes there were more people around to talk to him. Now I want you to write a sentence with lonely beneath the poem. Next word? Punch means to hit hard with a fist. When he punches his sister, he gets in trouble. Now I want you to use the word punch in a sentence beneath the poem. Last word. Allowed means let something happen. People should be allowed to cancel oatmeal if they don't like it. Now I want you to write a sentence using the word allow. Are there any vocabulary words that are still confusing for you to read or understand? As you read If I Were in Charge of the World, you will monitor your understanding by circling the check mark or the question mark. Please be sure to draw a question mark over any confusing words, phrases, or sentences. Once you finish reading the poem, look up so I know that you're ready to move on. While reading, mark things and activities that the narrator likes. If you finish quickly, you might want to read the poem again. Now, let's see how well you understood the first poem. Circle the check mark or question mark for this poem. Draw a question mark over any confusing words. Go to line 1. Circle the word that indicates that this isn't really happening. Go to line 2. Mark the contraction that means I would. Go to the second stanza, which is like a paragraph. Let's check your marks. If you haven't done so already, mark what the narrator likes in that stanza. Go to line 7. Mark the contraction that means there would. Go to line 11. Mark the phrase that proves he likes to be around other people. Go to line 12. Mark the contraction that means would not. Go to line 14. Mark the contraction that means do not. Go to the last stanza, which again is like a paragraph. Let's check your marks. If you haven't done so already, mark what the narrator likes in that stanza. Go to line 20. Mark the word that means once in a while. Go to lines 20 and 21. Circle the rhyming words. Now let's reread We Real Cool. Look at page 69 in your student books. Please mark your text according to my instructions. Draw a rectangle around the title. Next, we will read the vocabulary words aloud. First word. Lurk means to wait in secret, to hang out where you shouldn't be. Roger must have lurked until he saw Mrs. Jones coming. Now I want you to write a sentence using the word lurk beneath the poem. Let's continue. Straight means in a firm and direct way. They go straight to the golden shovel when they wake up in the afternoon. Now I want you to write a sentence using the word straight beneath the poem. Last word. Sin is an offense against religious or moral law. I wonder what sins the pool players participate in. Stealing and killing? Now I want you to write a sentence using the word sin beneath the poem. You're going to read the poem silently and look up when you have finished reading and are ready to go on. While reading, I want you to highlight the bad things the pool players do. What are you going to highlight? If you finish quickly, you may want to read the poem again. Circle the check mark or the question mark for this poem. Draw a question mark over any confusing words. Go to the title. Edit the title using standard English. Go to the epigraph. The epigraph is used to set up what you are about to read. It can be a quote or a phrase. Read the epigraph out loud. Star the word that represents a lucky number. Mark the word in the epigraph that implies death and burial. Go to line 2. Mark the repeated word that indicates that the narrator is one of the 7 pool players. Go to line 4. Circle the alliteration. Authors use alliteration when they choose words with the same initial sound. Go to line 5. Circle the alliteration or words with the same initial sound. Go to line 6. Circle the alliteration or words with the same initial sound. Go to line 8. Circle the alliteration. Mark the line that indicates living the fast, carefree life isn't always great. Let's check your marks. If you haven't done so already, mark what the pool players do that is not real cool. Number 2, not real cool actions that Roger exhibited in Thank You, Ma'am, that also appear in the poem. Do you think Mrs. Jones saved Roger from becoming like the pool players at the Golden Shovel? Write yes or no in the margin.